let's start with the segments. So before we move to segments, I would like you to again explain the basic concept of display file, which we have already discussed in first unit. What is display file? So display file is a series of graphics commands which defines an output image. The image is created by executing the commands to combine various primitives, right? So where display file is the one where we used to store the coordinates and the commands to operate on those coordinates to draw any geometrical object, right? So here you can see that the diagram shows display file interpreter. So in raster scan displays means the monitor generally we use. So that is a raster scan display. In that image information is stored in the frame buffers. We have already seen the concept of frame buffer in first unit. So frame buffer stores intensities of all the pixels, right? Whereas in vector refresh displays, only line commands are stored to make a picture. Right, so these line commands are stored in the file and that file is called as display file. So in the program you can see that there is a user program, then there is an interpreter. When user gives the commands for drawing any object, those commands are stored in a display file, and whenever you see the output on the screen, so interpreter reads those commands from the display file, and we can see the output on the output screen. So here the interpreter serves as interface between graphics program and the display device. Okay. So now what is actually display file? This already we have seen in previous lecture. So display file structure which contains a series of commands required to draw a required picture. Right. In the table you can see there are 3 columns. So display file, opcodes, then display file operands. So operands means we are storing the x and y coordinates of that particular object which we are going to draw. And opcode are nothing but the commands. Means suppose here 1, we have to define those commands by numbering 1, 2, 3 or 4 likewise. So here 1 means move the cursor to that respected coordinate xy, right? So in the first row you can see the opcode is 1 and the xy coordinates are 3, 3. Means here you are giving command to the computer that move the cursor to the point xy, that is with coordinates 3 and 3. Then 2 is the command we are using here to draw a line in between 3, 3 to 10, 10, right? So likewise we store the entries in the display file. So this display file stores all the coordinates and operations to be performed on those coordinates, right? So this concept we have already discussed, but this is a prerequisite to study before you know about the segments. Now what is the need of segment, that we will see now. So segments, as we have just seen that whenever an object we are going to draw, this information is stored in a display file. But just the structure we have seen of display file is not sufficient and does not satisfy the requirement to view a image, right? So to achieve this means when we want to improve the performance of the image display quality, so here we have to divide the display file in segments, and each of these segments corresponds to a component and is associated with a set of attributes and image transformation parameters like scaling and rotation. So to view an entire image or a part of image with various attributes, we need to organize image information in a particular manner, since existing structure of display file does not satisfy the requirements of viewing any image. So to achieve this, we are going to divide the file into segments, and each of these segments corresponds to a component and is associated with set of attributes, right? So what is the need of segmentation? Why we are dividing the image in the parts and that parts are called as segments. So the goal of segmentation is to simplify the representation of an image into something that is more meaningful and easier to analyze, right? So image segmentation is typically used to locate the objects and boundaries in the images. As we know, to humans, an image is not just a random collection of pixels, but it is a meaningful arrangement of regions and objects. So there also exists a variety of images like natural scenes, paintings are there, which consist of number of objects, different objects. So despite the large variation of these images, human have no problem to interpret them. But the information in the display file is not sufficient. That is why we are going to the segmentation. So the correct interpretation is image must be partitioned into regions that correspond to objects or parts of an objects. So with segmentation, we can divide the image into different parts. So here you can see what segmentation allows us to do on an image. So subdivision of the picture means an image we can divide into different parts, that is division of the picture. Then visualization of particular part of picture. If one is interested only some part of the image, then one can visualize that only part of the picture by the use of segmentation, and also scaling, rotation, translation of the picture. So whatever transformations we are performing on the picture, that we can see with the use of segment. So the presence of segments allows us these three things: subdivision of picture, visualization, scaling, rotation, right? Then next part is, here you can see the segment table indicates the portion of display file used to construct the picture. Now in this image, you can see there are three things: the display file itself, the segment table, and the picture, which consists of two objects. One is the face and one is the arrow. So in this picture, you can see that we are storing the objects information in display file. Means suppose if we are drawing one arrow over here. So for drawing an arrow, we will require line segments. So for line segments, we are storing the commands in the display file. So one object is stored in one object is stored in display file with several rows, right? So that several rows will define one object. So that will be converted to segment table, and which can be used to display one object separately in the display file, right? So what the table entries in the segment table are used, that I'll show you. So segment table consists of various columns. So here you can see that how the entries from display file are stored in segment table. So mainly segment table has four parts: the index, the size, position, and visibility, right? So here index means the number of segments, here you can see. Then segment start. So here we will write the information about where exactly the segment is starting. And then segment size, size of the segment. Then scale X and scale Y. So X and Y coordinates of that particular movement of the object. The color and visibility. Here visibility is one of the options that each segment is given one attribute, that is visibility. So the segment's visibility is stored in an array as part of the segment table. By checking this array, we can determine whether or not the segment should be displayed. Right. So here, when one is interested in only one part of the image, then it has to change the visibility parameter so that one can see only that part of the image or only that particular object instead of seeing the whole image, right? So these are the segment table. This is the segment table. So how is it clear that how to convert display file to segment table, and so that from segment table we can pick up one segment to view the one object, only one object. So the image is divided into different parts using segmentation. Now, what are the functions used for segmenting the display? Or it is just like a file. When we create file, so we have to open the file, then store the data, then close the file. Then we have the right to delete the file. We have right to remove the file, rename the file. So same operations are performed on segments also. So segment creation, then if the segment is created, obviously we have to close the segment. So closing of the segment, deleting a segment, and renaming the segment. So such type of segments are used. Segment table in computer graphics comprises the length of similar segment in its memory. Any new entry in the table includes length and to check if a segment is already in its memory. Then a bit is ultimately required, right? So now we will see these functions. Segment creation, start with segment creation. So segment must be created or open when no other segment is open. Since two segments cannot be open at the same time because it's difficult to assign drawing instructions to particular segment. The segment created must be given a name to identify it, which must be a valid one, and there should be no other segment with the same name present over there. After this, we have to initialize items in the segment table under our segment name, and the first instruction of this segment is allocated at next free storage in the display file, right? And the attributes of segments are initialized to default values. So here we have to first open the segment, create and open a segment, and same name segments cannot be open at the same time. And once the segment is created, it has to be given a unique name so that no other name can be given to a newly created segment. And we have to initialize all the attributes once the segment is created. So just like we used to create the files, same way we are using the segment. Now these segments can be implemented using arrays as well as using linked list also, right? So the segment table is formed just which I have shown you, that is formed using arrays, and alternatively you can implement segmentation using linked list also. But in case of arrays, maximum number of segments that can be included in the segment table are equal to the length of the arrays. Whereas with the linked list, there is no such limit on the maximum number of segments, as list is the dynamic one. In linked list, ordering is achieved by simply adjusting the links, whereas in case of arrays, we have to move actual segment information in the process of sorting the segments. So the disadvantage of linked list is that it requires more storage to hold the links, and which is again costly to locate arbitrary cells. And in the linked list, deleting the cell means changing two links, which is again a tedious job. So better segment can be implemented using arrays. That is, data structure used to implement the segments is arrays. You can use linked list also, but may vary, depends on your storage of memory. So we will see for each of these functions the specific algorithms are given. Now algorithm for segment creation or segment opening. So every algorithm is a 8-step process. Here you can see for segment creation, segment closing, segment rename and segment delete. 8 steps algorithm is given. So in segment creation algorithm, the first step, if any segment is open, then the program should give an error message that segment is still open, so that stop creating this segment. The next step is read the name of the new segment. Right now, if the name is not a valid one, then again it will gives you the error that segment name is not valid and stop creating the segment. Now, if the given segment name is already exists, then again it will give an error that segment name already exists in the name list and stop creating the new segment. Next, make next free storage area in the display file as start of new segment. If now the segment is created, means open, the name is valid and no other segment is already exist with the same name, then now you are in a stage to create a segment. So make next free storage area in display file as start of the new segment. Then initialize size of new segment to 0 and all attributes to their default values. So initially, if it is an only segment in the list, so the new segment name is 0 and all attributes values will be default values, and inform that the new segment is now open. So this is how about the segment creation. Next is closing a segment. So after completing entry of all the display file instructions, the segments need to be closed, for which it has to be renamed, which is done by changing the name of currently open segment as 0. Right. So now the segment with name 0 is open, suppose, and unnamed segment is open. And if two unnamed segments are present in display file, one needs to be deleted. Right. So the algorithm for closing a segment is again a 8-step process. So in the first step, if any segment is not open, then it will give the error. Means if you are trying to close a segment which is not actually open, so it should give the error that no segment is open and stop closing the segment. So again, now next step is if the segment is open, then change name of currently open segment to any unnamed segment. Suppose let's say 0, because when we initially create a segment, it is initialized to 0, and the next segments have the value starting from 1 onwards. So 0 will be discarded. So if you want to close a segment, then you have to rename it to 0. Then delete any other unnamed segment instruction which may have been saved and initialized above unnamed segment with no instructions. Make the next free storage area available in the display file as start of the unnamed segment, and then initialize size of unnamed segment to 0. So this is how we can close a created segment. That is the second operation to be performed. Next is deleting a segment. Now here, to delete a particular segment from display file, we must just delete that one segment without destroying or reforming the entire display and recover space occupied by this segment. Use this space for some other segments. The method to achieve this depends on the data structure used to represent display file. So in case of arrays, as we are using the arrays to implement the segment, so the gap left by deleted segment is filled by shifting up all the segments following it. So in the figure, you can see that display file contents are there in the display file. There are 4 segments, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we want to remove segment 2. So when we are removing the segment 2, like file, we have to obviously delete it. So deleting means either you can create all the entries to 0, or you can just physically delete that segment, and then that space we have to fill with the next segments. That is, we have to fill it with 3 and 4 and upcoming segments. So this is the scenario of before and after deleting the segment 2. Right. So algorithm for deleting a segment is given as read name of the segment to be deleted. Again, it is 8-step algorithm. Read name of the segment to be deleted. If the name is not valid, then error message will be generated. Then just a second. Yeah. So we'll move to the algorithm of deleting a segment. So as we know that if the segment name is not valid, then the error message will be generated that segment name is not valid, and stop deleting the segment. Now if the segment is open, then again give the error message that can't delete an open segment, right? Because if we have to close the segment before deleting it. Then if the size of segment is less than 0, then no processing is required and go to step 8. It means obviously all the elements or attributes are initialized to 0, then no need to process on this. The segments which follow the deleted segment are shifted by its size. Then recover deleted space by resetting index of next free instructions, and the starting position of shifted segment is adjusted by subtracting the size of deleted segment from it. So this is the algorithm given for deleting a segment. Next, and the last function used on the segments is renaming a segment. So this is to be done to achieve the double buffering. That is the idea of storing 2 images, one to show and other to create, alter, and for animation. Here, the display processor is continuously reading the display file and showing its contents. Suppose we wish to use this device to show an animated character moving on the display. To display a new image in the sequence, we have to delete the current segment and recreate it with the altered character. Right? The problem in this process is that during the time, after the first image is deleted and time before the second image is completely entered. So only a partial completed character is displayed on the screen. So we have to avoid this problem by keeping the next image ready in the display file before deleting the current segment. And segment which is to be deleted and segment which is to be replaced with must exist in the display file at the same time. The idea of maintaining two images, so one to show and one to build or alter, is called double buffering. So the algorithm for renaming a segment is again a 6-step process. So if both old and new segment names are not valid, give error message that segment names are not valid and stop processing. If any of the two segments is open, then again it will give the error message that segments are still open. If new segment name is already exists in the display list, then again it will give an error message that segment name already exists. The old segment table entry are copied into new position and delete the old segment. Like in file, we have performed the operation that we have to copy the contents from one file to other file, then rename that other file with the same name file, and then remove the file which is old one, right? And new file we have to rename. So same way renaming of the segment is carried out for renaming the segments also. And the last one is advantages of using this segmented display. So segmentation, which we are performing on the images generally, allows to organize display files in sub-picture structure. So likewise, yeah, Aditya Sahare raised hand. Just let me check. So advantages of using segmented display. So segmentation allows to organize display files in sub-picture structure. As we know, we can divide the image in segments and we can focus on a sub-picture of that whole picture. It allows to apply different set of attributes to different portions of image, right? So different set of attributes we can set for different portion of the image. So it doesn't mean that for one image we have all the columns same for all the objects. So that is not necessary. We can have different attributes. Then it makes easier to the picture by changing or replacing the segment. So we can replace the segments, we can change the segment, and we can change the position of the particular object in the whole image. And it allows application of transformation on selective portions of image, right? As we know, no need to apply transformation on the whole image with the segmentation. With segmentation, we can focus on particular part and we can apply the transformations on that particular portion of the image, right? So this is how the segmentation is advantageous on image processing. So this is end of the topic.